All right, today we're going over the surface area of triangular prisms. In the previous video, it was over rectangular prisms and cubes. So now we're going over triangular prisms. Okay, just like the name says, triangular prism. It is a prism, which means that it has two base shapes. And not only does it have two bases, but the first name tells me what kind of bases. They're triangles. The other part, the fact that they're prisms, also tell me that the faces are rectangles. Okay, those are characteristics that would make it up. Okay, to review, we need to remember how to find the area of a rectangle and how to find the area of a triangle in order to be able to accomplish this. This is prior knowledge that we needed in order to do this. So for this one, to find the area of a rectangle, it's base times height. So we're going to do 12 times 7, which 12 times 7, area is 84. For a triangle, the formula for a triangle is 1/2 of the base times the height. So I need to know what's the base and what's the height of the triangle. I always remember when we were talking about area of shapes, I always said look for that 90-degree angle that's created. For the ones that the lines that are perpendicular, meaning they're going to create this 90-degree space. So we've got this line and this line. So one of these is my base, one of these is my height. So I'm going to have 1/2 of 12 times the height, which is actually 7. It's over here. So 7. Now you can go ahead and either multiply 12 times 7 first, which we did over here, and then find half of it, or I like to just find half of one number if I can and then multiply from there. So half of 12 is 6, so 6 times 7. The area of this triangle is 42 square feet. I forgot to put over here, square feet. All right. So describe what the difference is about these two shapes and their areas. Well, the fact that both of them have the base and height of 12 and 7. So they both have a base, or both have a base and height of 12 and 7. What makes it different, though, is a triangle's area is half the size of the rectangle. That's actually how the formula was created, is they found if you cut this rectangle in half, it gives you two triangles. And if you notice, they would both still have a base of 12 and a height of 7. So this is a triangle that's created from a similar rectangle. All right, so triangular prisms. A triangular prism is composed of 3 rectangular faces and 2 triangular bases, which we talked about that in just the name up above. Remember that the bases of a 3-dimensional object never touch. So bases are never going to meet one another. They're parallel to one another. They're 3D measurements that are parallel. They're never going to touch one another. All right, so let's work one of these babies out. Shade the base of each of the figures below. All right, so the bases on here, this would be a base because they're a triangular prism. So the bases are the triangles. This is a triangular prism. The bases are the triangles. This is a triangular prism as well. If I were to cut and open this up, if I were to cut the edges of it like you would open a box and fold it out flat, that's known as a net. This would be the net of this triangular prism. So it's a triangular prism. It's mainly made of rectangles. It has more rectangles than triangles. So the bases are the triangles. All right. So down here, decompose each net into different congruent figures. Then find the area of each figure. All right, so we have these shapes here. This is 6. So this must be 6, and this must be 6, because they were talking about congruent figures. So that means they're the same. Congruent means they gotta be the same. So that's 6 all the way across. That's 8.5, 8.5, 8.5. The height of the triangle, though, is 5.2. All right, so our first shape that we see that this is made up of, we see a rectangle. The rectangle's here, which their formulas are base times height. If I plug in the values of the rectangle, it is a 6 by 8.5. So 6 times 8.5. If I were to find the area of one of those rectangles, I need to work that out. So 8.5 times 6, and then that's 48, 49, 50, 51, 1. So that's 51 for one of those. So 51. It means all three of them are 51. All right, now the other shape is a triangle, which the formula which we talked about earlier is 1/2 of the base times the height. So 1/2 of the base times height. The base of this triangle is a 6. And the height is 5.2. So if I were to work that out, I could do 1/2 of 6 is 3, and then do 3 times 5.2. So 5.2 times 3. If you hear whining in the background, I'm sorry. My dog is mad that I haven't taken him for a walk yet this morning. 3 times 5 is 15. 1. So 15.6. Zeus, stop it. So each one of these triangles is 15.6. So to find the total surface area, I'm going to add together all of these pieces. So I got 3 51s, so that would be 3 times 51, plus the 2 times 15.6. So I'm going to go ahead and add those together and see what they would be together. That's going to be 12, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 3. No. So this is 31.2 for those. And then 3 times 51. 3, 15. So 153. So I'm going to add 153 and 31.2 for the final total. So 153 plus 1.2. 2, 4, 8, 1. 184.2 is the total surface area. Okay. All right, let's turn it over to the back and look at some practice examples. All right, first one we have here, we've got find the lateral. Ooh, we talked about that in the last video. Lateral surface area has to do with not including bases. No bases included. That means we're not going to have to find the area of the triangles. Yay! A lot of times I like to tell students, L, lateral starts with an L, just like less work. We don't have to find the area of as many shapes. So we're just finding the rectangles. So the rectangle is a 7 by 4 right here. 7 by 4. 7 times 4, which is 28. Now, in a triangular prism, I've got a triangle on this side, I got a triangle on the bottom, and I'm going to have a triangle over here on the side. So there's 3 of them. So 28 times 3, because there's 3 rectangles. There's 3 rectangle faces that we're going to have to include. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 2 is 6, 7, 8. So 84. So the lateral surface area equals 84 square feet. All right, and due to time on my phone, because I'm losing battery juice, we're going to move over to number 7. Find the total. This one means we have to find all of them. Total surface area of the triangular prism. So we've got to find the area of all of them. This here, our base and our height are always, remember, on the triangles are created by the 90-degree angle. So my base and height of the triangles, area equals 1/2 the base times the height, are a 3 by 4, and these are twins. So area equals 1/2 of 3 times 4, which 3 times 4 is 12. So 1/2 of 12 equals 6. All right. So that means this is 6, this is 6. Now the rectangles, they are not the same. They're not congruent like they were in our example. This one we can look at, if I were to cut and fold, this 3 would line up with this side, so that means that's also 3. So this rectangle here is a 3 by 9. So 3 times 9 is 27. So this one's 27. So we got 27, 6, 6. All right. Now for this part here, 9 is the length here, good, and this is 4, which they give us, so that's 9 times 4. 9 times 4 is 36. Then this larger rectangle here, this is 9 again, because it's parallel with all of these 9s, but this side measurement, if I were to cut it open and fold it, it would touch right here on the 5. So this is a 5 by 9, so 5 times 9 is 45, so that's 45. Whoop, the sun is coming through the windows. All right, let's scooch this on over then. Whoop, back, all right, there we go, a little easier to see. So now to find the total surface area, since they're all one in a total, I've got to add all these up. So 2 6s make 12, so 6 plus 6 makes 12. That's for my triangles. I forgot the I. Then I need to add the rectangles. Plus 45, plus 36, plus 27. All right, so 5, 6, 7, 7 and 7 make 14. 14 plus 6 makes 20. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I get 120 is the total surface area. Total surface area equals 120 square centimeters. All right, hope that helped out, and be sure to do the practice on your Canvas page. Thank you.